Hello everyone and welcome back to Anno and welcome back to our city at night. Some of you have suggested it or wanted to see how the city is looking at night. Not very impressive at the moment, right? It's still a very basic city there, so not that much changes with the lighting. We don't have any skyscrapers yet, nor do we have any spotlights that and illuminating the city there even further. So let's rather switch back quickly to daylight, and yes, we are actually not going to stay in Crown Falls for too long. We're staying in the Auspicious Isle because I have now enough influence to build me the trade unions that I'm going to need. So trade union number 1 that we have down here, and trade union number 2 that we have over here for the coffee roasters. 2 of them, boom, there we have it. No more influence, unfortunately, but at least everything that we need. For the trade union number 1, oh, we get an influence bonus here, administrator. That is something I haven't seen that often because I'm not using that many trade unions usually. Maintenance cost minus 3%. For everything? I need to check this one up then. Let's get the hybrid coffee seed now activated in the trade union. And I'm also going ahead here with the arborist for my coffee plantations then as well. Occasionally we produce some tobacco with this item. It's just going to be interesting how much tobacco we really produce out of all of them at some point. Now, timber, we have enough, not really. Now there they are right away. We do have the building materials that we need. This one actually, and also some new items. Oil well productivity 25%, a 20% increase, another coffee bean that we want to have here. This is only seeds though, it's not affecting productivity. And then the bean sifter, very interesting word that we have, and of course more timber and more bricks, and we should be having and more clippers coming in with way more timber. We do have around 335 people at the moment. We're at 53,000 on the balance. That means I should be able, and I'm probably going to do this, afford me those commute peers once I have enough influence. For the workforce, however, I do need to add a couple more people here, and this is really just a farmer village, right? I'm not going to make this beautiful or anything. It's really just to provide enough workforce that we need for all of these additional factories. And since we only need $100 here, it's making the things a lot easier, of course. There we have then more timber coming in, lots of that. 300 tons we have. Perfect. I would actually like to go ahead and upgrade probably let's do the depots there. Let's have some more depots. Actually, it's a very small harbor area, unfortunately, making things a bit tricky here, so I can have another depot there. And then we just basically we could build all of them right away. Let's build us a warehouse here, a second warehouse, and upgrade that, and let's start slow but steadily with all the upgrading here, as they of course do cost me some farmers there. Not a lot though. As we are painting this island basically. Beautiful. Let's just finish everything here actually. There you go. All of them are now working, all of them have the fertility, and all of them are boosted by this additional item here. So productivity 25% and another 15% on top, and that should lead to some nice bonus here. The AI is getting a bit more active again, from what I can see. So she's pushing more military ships again on her trade routes. There might be another wave coming soon. While we wait for the coffee plantations to ramp up, I would like to do something else here. We have enough steel beams in again. It's also time for my steam ships. For that, I will need a steam shipyard. Let's go ahead. Over here, we should have it somewhere lurking around. There it is. It requires electricity. The good thing is we have the power plant working here as well. That's why we need a second one here in the harbor area, by the way, just for this to work. And then I'm just adding this one here right next to the sand mine that we have there already. And bear in mind, this is all not finished yet. This is all temporary. I need to unlock more ornaments and more harbor buildings later on in order to really finish something then. There we have it. Cargo ship, battle cruiser would be buildable now, and the oil tanker. The only thing that's lacking here is a bit of influence, as always. So that should be coming in then soon. I might really need to destroy a few more harbor defenses if I'm being honest here. This one, for example, we should really aim for at least one oil tanker. Now I can build it. There it is. The first steamship will be coming out now soon, and it's going to be an oil tanker to get more electricity, more oil to Crown Falls from the new world. Let's also upgrade my oil harbor here right away while we do have the resources. Perfect. And let's go back to Auspicious Isle. We have more timber coming in and more bricks. We're going to need those bricks now. Very good. They are working now. Now those warehouses, as expected, are a bit overloaded even though they're upgraded. So I'm also sending some steel beams over there. So don't worry, they're all getting their ramps ready. Of course, this is a bit a problem there for the coffee production itself. So we have more than, yeah, we have 35 now per minute right now. And let's go ahead and build us the coffee roasters. Also, once again, with the first one in the center, or the warehouse. Then let's have the warehouses around it. And then we can basically start now with those. However, they do require your railroad workforce. And this is where the other trade union is coming in now. That makes the coffee roasters using jornaleros. And there we have an even balance again. Also, productivity is increased right away. I think we still have this one here. Coffee roasters, workforce needed minus 20% in addition, right? So we can build even more than on top of that with the same amount of workforce. So this is really working out fine. I, however, still need to increase the size of my island here nevertheless. And even though we had over 400 tons of timber delivered, it's not enough. I need more timber. Of course, this was a massive and a really, really massive production here that we finished now, and it's pretty important because coffee is going to play a vital role in the future as well. Let's get us a bit more timber than over. So from Tristão, there we have enough timber anyway. I'm not going to build up a timber production here, since once we have finished all that industry, we're done, right? We don't need to build anything else on this island then. Also, what is ready? Our very first steamship, the Kraken's Call. What a cool name. And this ship here is now transporting the oil then to my Crown Falls. Let's get this one actually over to the New World already. This is going to be very important. It's only the first one. We're probably going to need 2 or 3 of these ships then, but for now that's it. On its way it is, also with some steel beams so that we can start up our next oil production. And while we wait for those thingies, let's go ahead, and I would like to upgrade more farmers. We have lots of farmers still that want to, well, get up in the world there and, well, earn more money, I guess, and stuff like that. Also not being farmers anymore, which is always a huge boost, I guess. Here we do have lots and lots of them in this area. That is going to be very interesting up here. We still have some pig heads. Let's just see. We should actually be really full on pig heads. And we are, so we don't really need them anymore. Also, what I've just seen is that the sewing machines is now epic level up there, so it's worth even more. That means we need fewer sewing machines for more goods that we can import them. Very good indeed. And that, of course, also directly affects then all the goods that are coming in here. We still have one more trade contract available for later, but what we definitely don't need here anymore is those pig farms. Let's get rid of all of them. That's also going to add another level of attraction there. Once again, we've reached the next level, the fair capital. A place at least one person absolutely doesn't hate. We already had that, and I still like that phrasing. Let's go ahead and get rid of these roads, and boom, all of a sudden we have another district or another space for more buildings if we need to, which is going to be very important. Up here we're probably going to have then the botanical garden or the zoo. Oh, the zoo could look epic up there. I think that's just fitting in there nicely. For the zoo museum and stuff like that, we, by the way, don't have the influence right now, as these buildings require influence, so I can't do that. Now let's continue with upgrading more farmers. Here we do have more of them. Here, oh, there's actually lots of them, and we do have the timber for it as well, so I would just like to do it once and for all. Of course, this is also going to rise the consumption then again, or increase the consumption, but we should be fine. There's some here that don't have the marketplace really, and there we do need more paved roads then along the way in this marketplace. And this one here, by the way, we could also make now paved roads only. And then also more trees again and upgrades here as well. As the city is coming more and more to life. Oh, there I would definitely like to have some of my elm trees in the center here. And we have more timber again to build more coffee roasters. Let's go ahead and have those guys here. Always having a look at the jornaleros, of course. This one up here is not being affected by the trade union, so we do lose a bit of Broward's workforce. It's still going to work because it's got basically 2/3 of its population there of its workforce working for it. Let's upgrade these warehouses there, and oh, I can actually go ahead and have those 2 there as well. Perfect, and we should be upgrading this warehouse then as well. And with that, yeah, quite a lot of coffee roasters boosted as well. All nice and dandy looking. Let's just see how much coffee. We already have 300 tons of coffee beans in the storage. That is insane. That is a lot of coffee beans. Upgrading the harbor does require more steel beams once again. The caoutchouc trader. And we can also now start establishing our trade route, the next one, and that is the coffee trade route. It's going from Auspicious Isle to Crown Falls. And we already have almost 200 tons of coffee waiting. That was really fast, by the way. Let's not wait for goods here, because I'm not going to have too many ships on this trade route, and we only have one pier at the moment. I might add more than later on. What ship is waiting? Independence is already in the harbor area, and Independence will now start with this trade route.
Ready for a challenge.
Right, and as we can see, there's the caoutchouc, for example, at the moment. And by the way, this one is a New World trade route.
A new commission?
Also, I think some ships have arrived. This one here with the steel beams, we're going to need some steel beams here in Tristão, and I'm also going to need a few steel beams in Auspicious Isle for some upgrades there. Let's send the remaining 50 tons on its way. By the way, there's a second clipper with another 200 tons of steel beams on its way right now to Tristão, because we're basically going to need that. Now, in Tristão, very important and very, very cool now, we can start with our oil production as well. The first thing that we'll need to do is an oil harbor. Doesn't require that much, really. Let's just see where we can have it. Probably a bit further outside, right? There it is, a good spot for it. Perfect, there it is. And then we do have, I think, 3 oil patches, really, or oil areas. This one, and this one. Is that right? I think that is right. Combining 19 oil springs that we have then with that. That is just perfect. The steel beams have arrived, so at least 2 of these warehouses I would like to upgrade as well to the next level. So that's a few more ramps now available to get these coffee beans much faster in. We are now producing 33 coffee per minute. That is perfect, and we will not reach that capacity for quite some time now, as the coffee here is at -18. It has grown a bit there now from -16 upwards, but still we have plenty of headroom for the coffee in the future, especially once we push for those investors. Alright, we should have everything in store. Let's go ahead and build us the first oil refinery over here. Let's try to... Yeah, very good. We can easily squeeze them in all into one. And I'm probably going with the second one up here then as well. So for that, I do need to be very careful though. There is another oil patch over there. That's going to be... Yeah, unfortunately here I will need to get rid of those buildings there. I need to get rid of them anyway for the trains then that go down here. So this was actually not that well planned. I can get rid of this road there without hurting any of these buildings. Right, and then it goes down. And here. But that's it. That's all the destruction that I need to wreak on my city. And here we do have then everything for that influence. Very good. We can take all of them into one. Just as it should be. I think this... yeah. Perfect, both of them are working, and then we can get that trade system, the train system now down, and this is going to cost me, of course, a lot of steel beams, but we should really have enough. Let's keep a bit of a distance here to my people, and we might add then some trees to that later on. There is a connection that is still missing, and also here. Right, and then it goes all the way down, because don't forget, this is going to be another major city, of course. And we should definitely have something, yeah. Perfect, that's that. That's the first network that we have. And the second one is really easy. It's just here, really. And that's going to be a very small train that we have. Let's actually finish this one first. It's going to cost us a lot of resources anyway. 52 tons. That is what we can afford. And I think we can actually afford this one here then too. This one has more springs though. Oh, all right. Then we do need one less, this one. Then we can build them all as well. And with that, it's finished. This oil spring here, we could move with these scholars then. It's not really fitting in, is it? And around the train network that we have. So here we could keep a bit of a distance there to my people, basically, so that, you know, they're not being affected by that road system here too much. Not very pretty to look at, right? There you go. Right, so those people at least have a bit of a distance there to the trains. And it's going then all the way down here to that oil harbor. 2 trains are now on the way delivering that, and the oil tanker, the Kraken's coal, is already waiting at the shore. I cannot upgrade that oil harbor yet. It can house 500 tons, so 2 oil tankers will definitely be busy with that. We've reached another level, by the way, so 15 influence we have at the moment. With that, I can build another oil tanker, and we probably should go ahead and do this. There it is. I could also go ahead with the cargo ship if I want to. That's going to be interesting, I guess. And yes, let's have this one, and the Kraken's coal is going to be on that oil route. My very first one from Tristão to, whoops, there we have it, Cape Trelawney, Crown Falls. Everything that you can, and wait for the goods to finish up. This is actually pretty important this time. And we unload that, of course, in Crown Falls. The route is going out here right away, and this one is also moving to the New World. Trade routes available. And I can't even say how surprised I am. We found him! Chef Michel, there he is. Affects the canaries, replaces the input of the goulash to pigs, which is extremely powerful and extremely nice to have. 300,000, we can afford this one. It's also producing extra sausages on top of that. So he's really taking everything from the pigs and processes that into his own little thingies there. Chef Michel, finally, oh my goodness, we've wasted so much money on the freaking re-rolling. I've got a lot of other interesting items here as well for the bakeries that produce chocolate on top of a productivity boost, and then also Ferros here that we have as well with his productivity boost as well. Probably also for the canaries. Let's get this one to Crown Falls, so you sexy clipper with my items. Chef Michel on his way. Finally, oh my god. Now, while we wait for the items to come in, while we wait for more oil to come in, we can prepare our next train network. So over here, where we have the train network from the oil harbor going outbound, it's now this whole path that we need to destroy, right? So all of it going all the way down to my main train network. Here we have it. We probably we can move this one away. I'm not going to destroy it because it's actually quite valuable. Let's get rid of this road here. By the way, we might be facing a workforce crisis now. Let's move this one quickly over there. Now we are shared again. Here, we probably will have either the docklands that I'm going to move into this area, or we're going to have the tourist port yet. I have no idea about this. Perhaps you make some suggestions about that in the comments and I'm going to read it up. Now, there we have the dirt roads, the old ones, that we can also get completely rid of now, and instead have our beautiful train tracks going all the way now from over here. I'm not making the connection yet, right, because I don't want to have the trains commuting here at the moment. And then we have those parallel tracks now all the way to that side, once again changing the face of the city for the better, I hope. And this one goes all the way up here. Why do we need to do that now? Well, basically my investors do need electricity, and we need to provide that with these trains. There's also going to be our passenger trains on these tracks, so the central station that I've said is probably then somewhere here later on, or on this side. That might be something. Here we still have the road as well that I can add, so now let's get rid of that.
Ship under attack.
And then we just continue with that. Oh no. This is a bit of a trick there, why I cannot do that. So, and we quickly need to replace those roads again. There you go.
All we're asking for is protection.
And why should I provide you protection there? Pray tell me. There you go. And then we continue with the train all the way to that side. Now, as we can see, the power plants are not having the biggest reach, right? So if I build it here, for example, I could reach all of them. I could also have it here to really, yeah, not even then would I reach all of the people in this district there. I could push it a bit further down here, but then I have the problem of where I should get the tracks to. this one is probably the best location for it, to boost all of these people here. And then we have another oil power plant over there for these people. Because there is no central location here where I could have it that is affecting all of these people there. So I do need to have 2, and one of them will be probably then here. Let's build this power station right here in the center of this district, and then the train is going out and all the way up here connecting with the major system, right? So it's a very, very small one, just beside the bank, behind the bank, kind of like. So the bank still has, of course, its normal system there. We've also lost a few trees on its way, so we can replace them once again to hide those tracks as best as possible. There you go. And yep, we can now actually build it right away, I should say. There it is, our first oil power plant in the city itself that is providing now electricity. It has the sole purpose of providing it. Let's also finish those crossings there again and make sure that there is a connection of the power plant all around it, which is just really important to provide enough electricity, really. At the same time, the next oil tanker is coming out, Mermaid's Purse, and let's put this one on the oil trade route as well. So those two are working on this, perfect, which will hopefully supply us with lots of oil now. We could upgrade the oil harbor once more. I'm not doing that right now. I think there is not enough oil to power 3 oil power plants at the moment. Nevertheless, let's make the final connection over here for the train network. There you go. This one already has the connection. That should be fine. And let's make another connection here. Right? Perhaps I'm a bit surprised. Perhaps I'm getting surprised there with a bit of oil being transported. For my oil refinery, I think this is already working at what it can deliver. Let's push it by another 50%, squeezing out a bit more oil. My happiness for the workers is extremely fine anyway, so that should be not a big deal. This one is now on its way, and I'm really just waiting for a bit of oil now, and then we can finally push investors. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.